of those children. And it was going to be two manner of people, meaning two totally different type of people in her womb. Just so you can understand, they were going to be the forefathers of two different races. Read on.
And one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Now, this is some key things I want you to remember. One people was going to be stronger than the other people. So we're going to come back to that part, and we're going to come back to something else too. Read on.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And the who?
Elder shall serve the younger.
I want you to remember the elder is going to serve the younger also. All right? Read on. Hey, put that light on.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
So now, when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, there were twins in her womb. Now, they weren't identical twins, they were fraternal twins. How do we know? We're going to read on down. I mean, they look totally different, because remember, it said two manner anyway, right? Read on.
And the first came out red all over.
Now, it says the first came out what?
Red all over.
Now, the first came out red all over. Read on.
Like an hairy garment.
Like a what?
Hairy garment.
Now, when you check out the characteristics of the so-called white man, what color is it? Is it really white, like your shirt? He's a pinkish red. Now, it goes from a light pink, right, to what they call a redneck cracker. Because they call them what? Pale face. Those are the ones that got that pinkish in them. But then the ones down south, they call them what? Redneck crackers. So now it tells you, right? Remember, the elder shall serve the younger. And the one nation is going to be stronger than the other. So you can understand. So now, the one that came out red came out first. Read on.
And they called his name Esau.
And they called his name Esau. Now the Hebrew is Ishashah, meaning wasted away. Because he had no color in his skin. He had no color in his skin. Like when a newborn baby comes out of his mother's womb, the baby has no skin complexion, right? No tone to the skin. So it looks wasted away. But then after a couple of hours, when it's the dark, when it's the light, what happens? It gets dark. The melanin starts to form in that child's. Right. But see now, check it out. Right, now check it out. With this child right here, that never happened. So you can understand. This child remained that color. You understand? Read on.
And after that came his brother.
Right. It said now after that came his brother. Remember, the one that came out red was the elder. Now after that came his brother.
And his hand took hold of Esau's heel.
And his hand took hold of Esau's heel, meaning when a baby came out, he had his brother's heel. But that represented something. Now, that represented something. We're going to go into it. That represented something on a heavy level. Because you have to know who Esau is, and you have to know who Jacob is. Read on.
And his name was called Jacob.
It says, and his name was called Jacob. So now, it's something fishy here, right? When the children were born, what did he do? They described the color of the one that came out red, right? Why didn't they describe the color of the one that came out, and they call his name Jacob? Why didn't they describe his color? Why do you think that is? He was dark like everybody else on the planet. This is the beginning of the red man, the real red man, because the Indians aren't red. We check out the Indians, what? They're different shades of brown. Why did they call the Indians red? Because they had war paint on their face. Because they were warriors. When you trying to take my country, I'm going to go to war. They put the war paint on their face. So they called them red men. You understand? But now, when you check it out, right, they didn't describe Jacob's color because Jacob was dark, like a dark shade of brown like everybody else. So they described Esau's color. So now it said what? The elder shall serve the younger, right? But read on.
And Isaac was 60 years old when he bare them.
Right, and he was 60 years old. A score is 20. So he was 60 years old when he bare them. Read on.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter.
It says Esau was a cunning hunter. What does the white man love to do? Hunt.
Yeah.
He's hunting from deer to buffalo, because he done made the buffalo extinct. He's also hunting nigger. He loves the nigger hunt. All you got to do is get a badge and a gun. True. Look at the brother over there in New York City. 50 shots. Look at Amadou Diallo. 41 shots. Look at all our brothers in the hood. They get shot in the back, right? They get shot in the back by the cops, but the cops try to make the paperwork all funny. That goes on all the time. Check that out. You got to really examine it. So now, it says Esau was a cunning hunter. They loved to hunt deer. And what do? They love to hunt animals, period. And what do? Instead of eating the animal, right, they stuff it and hang them up. That's their characteristic. So now you're getting a characteristic of what Esau was about. He was a cunning hunter. Read on.
A man, and the boys grew.
Read it from the topic.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
A man of the field, meaning he liked to do everything. Who bungee jumps? Do we bungee jump? Let's check that out. Who skydives? Do we skydive? Who camps out for months and not weeks, but months at a time out there in the mountains? Not us. Right. Everywhere. Mountain climbing.